square rebar?
This is square rebar, twisted. And that, I think, is 1 inch. Yeah, that's 1 inch square rebar that's got a twist in it. And then this is a square, that's 1 inch, and then this here is 3/4 inch square bar that they put in there. And then this bar up here on the floor is 1/2 inch. Oh my, Carol. It's
Not good. It's
not
coming
good.
out.
Don't want to do that no more.
No, I want it falling
But
off.
anyhow, the lateral of the bridge, they've got the bar in 12 inches on center, and then the other way, it looks like they've got it in 8 inches on center. Got it closer. But the square rebar is a rarity, made in the early 1900s when this was poured. And as you can see, the concrete is decomposed on the underneath side of the bridge. But it was built with 36-inch deep beams, 12 inches thick, the length of the bridge, and I think the bridge is 36 foot long. All formed with form lumber. You can see the 1x6 seams in the concrete where they use 1x6s to form it up with. And then they cut a camber and cambered the bottom of the beams.
Why?
Just so it wouldn't have a sharp edge. It was just one of the ways that they, you know, it'd give you an opportunity to round things, and that's what they done.
So why would they use that type of rebar?
Well,
square?
that was what was available. Reinforced concrete, there was a lot of things going on when in this time with concrete, and they was trying to figure out what different things to do. That was before they found out they could take a round bar and etch it to where it would be stronger than what this was.
When did they learn that? How long?
When it got in the Midwest, I would say it was in the teens. You see, things happened on the coast long before they happened in the Midwest. It just took a while for things to migrate here. Mm-hmm. And of course, who knows where this may have been manufactured. It may have been manufactured up around the Great Lakes or Kansas City or St. Louis. Who knows?
So is rebar, what is it made out of?
Steel.
Steel.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Today, rebar is made out of steel, and then it's Teflon coated and put in bridges so the salt and so forth won't rust it away.
But this has no coating.
No, no.
And never did.
No, only coating it's got is the rust.
So this is over 100 years old, probably.
I would say
or
that
right at
it's
100.
right at it. With the this is, of course, was probably built because of the Jefferson Highway. It probably was just a little water bridge crossing until then. And,
Wouldn't we like to know?
oh man, if this bridge could talk, wouldn't it be interesting?
Yeah. I wonder.
This was formed up in such a way that they put a board inside the forms to make this indent, and then they again cambered this. And it looks like that possibly this is what you call a coal seam. They poured it up to here, and then they formed the rest of it. And they poured this, and you can see how they formed this rainbow, and they put cross pieces in it to hold it. And then they mixed the concrete, and they ended up with a coal seam. They couldn't mix it quick enough, fast enough, in order not to have a coal seam. And you can see right where the seam is. Mm-hmm. That might be that they poured this and they took time off for lunch. Yeah, you never know how the things like that is, but you notice how coarse some of the aggregate is.
Yeah.
The aggregate was probably out of a little old 6-inch Cedar Rapids crusher. They used to have them with big flywheels on them and little gas engines, and they'd pick up stone and throw into them, and that's what they used to make their concrete. You can see some of our rebar here. The rebar was just too close to the outside of their concrete. And then, when they got done, you can see up here on top where they mixed up a sand and cement topping to put the tops on. And you can see it here on this bridge button here too. By hand, why the technology just wasn't there, or the automation wasn't there. They pretty much knew what they was doing, but it was all by hand. And of some of the rapid deterioration, of course, this gets a lot of traffic. You got to stop and think that all of the freight that came in on the 3 of the railroads came across this bridge to get up to the square. And then it just gets a lot of traffic, and it's a wide span, and only has 6 concrete beams holding it up. So
How wide is it?
I'm assuming that it's probably 24 feet wide, but we'll step up there and measure. We don't know for sure, but probably they heated this rebar and held it over a chisel that was on an anvil. And while it was hot, they hit it with a hammer and just sheared it off. And that's the way they cut a lot of steel in the older days. Whether they had the technology to cut it any other way than that, I don't know, but I would assume that's the way it was cut.
So this is coming out of the top here, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but what there was a light on this bridge. I don't know that. You see, that looks like a piece of conduit, and it looks like that they had anchored they had bored holes and poured hot lead for the anchor. And it probably was a post that probably blended in with the old square or the cast iron post that they had on the 4 streets.